नमस्कार दोस्तों, क्रिकेट गुरु हाईलाइट उड़िया चैनल में आपको बहुत बहुत स्वागत करने वाला हूँ। इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट हाईलाइट मैच 98 में इंडिया और पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट टीम बीच में इंडिपेंडेंस कप फाइनल मैच हुआ था, जिसमें पाकिस्तान टीम ने 314 का स्कोर इंडिया का सामने रखा था। इंडिया टीम के लिए ये बहुत बड़ा इम्पॉसिबल टारगेट था। इंडिया क्रिकेट टीम ने पूरी तरफ स्ट्रगल की, ये मैच जीत हासिल की थी। देखने से पहले हमारा वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और बेल आइकन को दबा दीजिए।
He can bat for the 48 overs, they'll win. It's another ball. He's running the club all the way in the air. Really running back, can't stop it from going for four. Well, he had to pick that one up early. Well, he intended to play that shot regardless. But whatever his intentions were, he got away with it. It was short. He picked it up. Whether he heard the no ball early or not, got it high up on the bat, but got 4 runs there. These two players doesn't really have to chance their hands so much. They're good timers of the ball. There's always the opportunity there to beat the infielders. This time is a big gap on the right side. Very hard for the ball. They've only got 3 fielders on one side of the wicket, and one of them's a catching position. I really think that captains often try and have a little bit each way when they have a leg slip, because they're really trying to use it as a run-saving position rather than a catching position. But what it means is you finish up with big gaps like this. Certainly if you really have a leg slip, it means that the ball at some stage is going to stray down the leg side, and I don't think that that's really a good position, because it's going to be very difficult for the batsman to really get the ball around there if you're concentrating on the offside. And now he's moving the man, wisely so, and that was a lovely shot. And as I said earlier on, these batsmen don't really have to force. Once they take full advantage of the... And as I said earlier on, these batsmen don't really have to force. Once they take full advantage of the loose deliveries. That's a better shot. All the time he plays a more bigger shot. His timing and his placement are all there. That is exactly what we're saying here. If you notice the timing of these players, that was a beautiful shot. All in the right slot. No risk there. Opening the face of the bat, giving the ball direction. And he's a player who times the ball so well that if he really gets it and he's there for full 15 overs, I'm sure that India will be right into this game as they are. They're really playing extremely well. On the other hand, the Pakistan bowlers have really got to tighten up. They can't get too complacent. Big total doesn't mean that the other team can't get it if they bowl badly. There's no better player when he gets going than this young man. He picks the ball up so early. He sees it so early. That was the greatest asset. Picks it up, put into position, and he picks the gaps so beautifully. And this time he lifted up to that wide open space on the with 4 in a row. And that was that no ball. Lovely shot there again. Tipping it off the pads and opening the face and giving that ball away. Again. There'll be another one. So the boundaries are coming thick and fast. The class of Tendulkar showing here. There haven't been too many really bad balls in this lot, but he's finding the gaps. He's worked out the angles, picks them off easily. Oh, this is another delivery down the leg side, and again, he's in beautiful position. Can't afford to stray. Got to be tight. You got to keep the ball on good length. Like Tendulkar, he doesn't have to be a bad ball. He's such a good player, and that makes a difference between great players and good players. The great player can afford. You can't afford to bowl half good balls. He can turn the good ball into bad balls. And you'll be seeing here this young man really pink of form. Plenty of good cricketers there. That list. Again, he's working it again. Runs here at the moment. Tendulkar, and to face him now, Saqlain generally does bowl in the first 15 overs, so he's used to this. Change of pace, change of direction, change of style. No change to the result, though. That's over the boundary. And over.
What can you say about this man? It's very difficult to keep him quiet. He's up in Muscat, brought on one of the best off spinners in the world today, and immediately touching is down the wicket, picking him up and continuing from where he left off in the very first game and lifting the ball over the on into the boundary.
1,000 runs for Tendulkar versus Pakistan in one-day internationals. He joins the list. About half a dozen players who've done it in matches between India and Pakistan. He's the second Indian player, Azharuddin, the other one, of course. Tendulkar deciding to be positive and aggressive to the bowling of Saqlain.
On both teams at this one.
Down the wicket he goes again. It's high in the air. It's a steepling chance to mid-off. And he's gone. And that's the breakthrough that Pakistan needed. Some cool bowling from Afridi. He's come in a very pressurised situation. And really, I think Sachin Tendulkar has stretched his luck a little bit too far. He took the risk. And unfortunately for him and for India, I think that's a huge blow to their chances.
Certainly, player of his class, player with his thing. I think that's a very good shot in this stage. He wasn't to the pitch of it, but again he was looking to launch it over the extra cover and only got it high up on the bat. And it's a lovely catch there. And that's the breakthrough that India needed.
Lanka, that's his batting strike rate. He's always going to have a fairly high strike rate because he plays his shots from the word go. Either he'll get them quickly or he'll get out quickly. So either way, he's not going to affect his strike rate. He's not going to play a slow, grinding 30 at any stage. That's a good start for him.
Yes, but you really need your top-line batsman to come in early, particularly when the score is in that position, because it gives them a chance to play themselves in. And particularly a player like Azharuddin, who's in such good form, a very good stroke player.
That's up and over. It's a poor ball.
Well, that's a good shot, a little bit risky, but got hold of it. Can't afford to get bogged down. Chasing a big total, you can't afford to get bogged down too early, particularly with all the fielders in.
I'll be looking for two here again. Robin Singh is very quick. Can Ganguly get back? Inzamam quick enough to stop them.
long shot by Singh, and it's going to be 4 runs. The Jars will not be able to cut it off, and the runs flowing and the boundaries flowing.
Very good shot from Robin Singh. He's been playing the support role, but here you just see him opening the face a bit, getting it wide of mid-off, and Ijaz put in a big effort, but really couldn't get there.
And that could be another ball, misfielding, and it's going to roll over the line, and it does. 4 more.
This is very, very poor fielding. Not a particularly good delivery. Very well played by Robin Singh, and he set off straight away, and Hussain, well, he made an awful mess of that. And it's cost him 4 runs. So another expensive over for Pakistan. Ball of his 4th over. A bit of difficulty with his hand, a drop catch at 3rd man off Ganguly. He's been out for running repairs, and he's okay now.
Look at the run rate, almost 9, and the required run rate pulled down from over 6 to almost 5.5.
Big form. Oh, that's a boundary. That's beautifully timed by Ganguly.
Yes, he just leaned on that one, really times the ball well. It was a bad delivery, a half volley, up outside the off stump. Certainly got everything right then. Just leaned on it, the block drive, finding the gap. The man at the deep long off position had no chance with it. Lovely flowing shot. That's what he's capable of, batting very sensibly. Once they pick their singles up, the loose ones will come along, and when they do come along, they have to make good use of it, like how Ganguly made of that one.
That's a wide. One thing the Indian batsmen have done by getting off to the start, they put the pressure right back on the Pakistan bowlers.
Probably get the 48 overs in.
Just a single. Nazar Mahmood, the fielder in the deep. So 6 runs coming off that last over. After 20 overs, India 159.
In this kind of situation.
So 23 overs gone. India 170 for 1.
Of 78, he's done really well.
It's a good hit, straight down his throat. He's dropped it, it's gone for 6. Well, we've seen some very ordinary fielding today. But that wicket in the grand final, Yusuf on the boundary. Straightforward catch. He's given it the soccer goalkeeper straight over the boundary.
Yes, there really has been some very, very poor fielding. Here we have another one. That's a straightforward chance, very lackadaisical, and he's just pushed it over the boundary for 6.
There's a bit of misunderstanding, but no drama. Well,
Cricketer bats well, fields well. I think he perhaps thinks he's an opening bowler, and I think he'd be better suited to see the equations.
that's what happens now. The game is called after 30 overs. The target for India would be 242 and so on. 35 overs, 268, 40 overs, 289. So the longer the game goes, the better it becomes for India.
Yes, and that's been one of the problems. That's his 50. Robin Singh really has played well. Excellent support for Ganguly. Really keeping the pressure on the Pakistani fielders, and that's been one of the problems today, is the fielding hasn't been all that good.
This match is still evenly balanced. Straight off the pad. 196 for one. Oh dear. Oh dear. Rashid Latif having a tough day at the office.
Yes, he's got him to run past one here down the leg side, and again, plenty of time, and it's hit him above the gloves. So poor old Rashid Latif, he's having a tough time of it.
Both sides have given plenty of opportunities to the opposition with drop catches and misfields, misstumpings. It'll be hard to work out who gave most away. Oh, dropped another one. Sharp chance. Ijaz Ahmed, one of the better fielders in the Pakistan side, but he can't hang on to it. I think we've got to say that this ball, as it gets older, is hard to see for everybody.
Yes, I couldn't agree with you more, and that's a difficult one. Awkward height. But when you look at this level of competition, they really should be taken.
That's over.
Overs gone. India need 110 from 108 balls. We've had a replacement ball come out at the request of the fielding side. They were finding it difficult to pick up. The wicket now getting very tight here.
That's innovative shot. That's innovative shot. It could be 4 runs, but there is a fielder running around there. He'll cut it off, which is Mahmood. 2 runs. Good fielding there by this youngster. Very innovative, just scooping it away. And the field ball caught behind. 210 for 1.
Well, his body language says he doesn't. He's shaking his head there. Rashid Latif thought that Ganguly had nicked it.
That's a lovely shot. It's going to be 4 runs. Finally a boundary coming, and what a lovely shot by Robin.
Yes, one of the rare loose deliveries from Mohammad Hussain, trying to bowl a fuller length. But in fact, it was a little too full. Robin Singh quick to pounce on that full toss and hammer it into the gap on the onside. It's a welcome boundary for the Indians. Previous highest being Sri Lanka. Previous highest being Sri Lanka, who chased a Zimbabwe score of 312. And
the field for LBW. So it's all happening. There's tension, there's excitement, and it's a game for the strong-hearted at the moment.
good decision there, that would have missed leg stump. This is a pressure match. The umpires need to bring down the game a bit here. Mohammad Hussain is coming back to that statistic I mentioned earlier in the previous over. This will be the highest score made by a team if India go on to win this contest. The previous highest was 313 made by Sri Lanka against Zimbabwe.
Let's carry on, Captain. Easy.
And that's it. The single gives him the 100. It's very popular out here. Waves to his fans and supporters, looks up to the heavens to thank.
Well, it's been a splendid 100 by Saurav Ganguly. It's been a very, very well controlled innings. kept his head even after Tendulkar was dismissed. Indians at this stage, but one must remember the light factor is important here. Rashid Latif, he's had problems behind the stumps. He's not been at his best here today. A couple of stumping chances have gone a-begging. Even his collection hasn't been clean at all times. But one must say on that occasion there was a deflection of the thigh.
That's a six, or yes, it is. Beautiful shot over mid-wicket.
Well, that's a decisive blow by Robin Singh. And again tilts the balance in India's favour. That is a very, very important shot. Where this match is going on at the moment should ease the pressure on the Indian batsman. This is a big hit. Didn't step out but timed it well.
It's another big hit, and it's going to be four to the mid-wicket fence. And this over has swung it back India's way decisively. 239 for one.
As well for producing such a superb pitch for a final.
First bounce to Afridi. Just a single. Ganguly facing. It's Afridi. There comes the return. It could be close. And the third umpire could be called into question here. That could be close.
Well, my first reaction from here is that Ganguly might well have made his ground, but you never know. I think his body language suggests that he's comfortably home. Rashid Latif had to bend forward and in front of the stumps to collect the ball. That gives the batsman just that extra time to come back comfortably into his crease.
Still 2 balls remaining. Ganguly coming back for the second. There goes the return, and he's home.
At this stage, they just don't. Definitely achievable. But this time, Robin Singh is gone. He's chanced his arm once too often against Mohammad Hussain. And a good catch in the deep by Aqib Javed. He has an injured finger, but he made no mistake with that one. So suddenly, Pakistan come back into this game with this wicket of Robin Singh. That's the only way they could have come back, picking up wickets and putting the brakes on the scoring.
That's the hit. It's well hit, but straight to Aqib in the deep. And Aqib this time making no mistake, and finally Pakistan do take a catch and a wicket. Robin Singh, fine innings of 82.
Here. 250 for 2, still a lot of batting to come. This could be a run out if he picks up and throws. And Azharuddin has time to come back. I think he's made his ground here. But had Amir Sohail picked up the ball on the first shot, it might have been trouble. Azhar thinks he's back. The last thing India want at this stage is a run out. Amir Sohail picked the ball in the first attempt, then there would have been big trouble. This gives time for Azharuddin to come closer to the crease, and he makes his ground. So no problem at all.
decision greeted with great enthusiasm and applause. That would have been a disaster for India had he gone. Everyone's got to keep his nerves now. It's in the mind. Ball spinning and beating him. And that could be 4. There's a fielder running around. He cuts it off just inside the fence. Mazhar gets 2. And Hussain has done a good job for Pakistan, which they did. And
that is 4 runs. We've got a thick edge outside, and that's a boundary which India definitely needed badly. And Saurav Ganguly throwing the bat on everything, and Saurav Ganguly there throwing his bat and picking up 4 runs. Magnificent reply by the Indians, and what a terrific game we are having. Played a wonderful innings of 82, and with the medium fast bowling from one end, I think the Indian batsman will try and take as many risks as possible against the spin of Mohammad Hussain. And that's the best option. And we see here that the referee Mike Dennis is having the manager of the Indian team along with the third umpire having a chat. Obviously they must have had something to discuss.
One thing the referee and the umpires can't control is the light. Isn't that capable?
Listen, I think the proceedings in the middle are handled by the 2 umpires, and they have been given this light meter. But one feels that this time Aqib Javed failing to prevent the ball going over the boundary line, and a welcome relief for the Indian supporters who were desperately waiting for this boundary to come. And Saurav Ganguly this time beating a diving Aqib Javed, and 4 more runs coming to
perform at the moment. 48 from 42. Still a pretty even contest, if in fact you can have an even contest in the dark.
Yes, and Rashid Latif making the change, bring on Saqlain Mushtaq, realizing that the batsmen are going for the big hit to the spinners. I'm sure he's banking on Saqlain to get the breakthrough, and he has been pretty good in the past. Not this time. The economy rate is very high, and without picking a wicket he has given away 42 runs of just 6. So it is a gamble with Rashid Latif is taking, and one has to wait and see whether it's going to pay off or not.
Well, a wicket or 2 would make a big difference here. I think if India are to win, it's going to have to be Ganguly and Azharuddin to get them there. Very hard for a new batsman to come in under these conditions. What will he do? Will he look to push it around? Will he look for the big hit? It's 1 off the first ball. I don't think Azharuddin's going to go for the big hit. I think Azhar's really going to have to play as well as he can, working the ball around into the gaps, getting the 1s and 2s, try and force the bowlers into making mistakes.
Yes, I think that one of these 2 has to stay till the end if India is to win. But I'm sure Rashid Latif has different plans. And with light as is now, one can see the shadows of the fielders and the batsmen. And virtually it's a floodlit match. A day match is being played under floodlights.
Full toss, he's gone. Hit it straight to mid-wicket. So the waist high full toss has done the trick for Saqlain. Azharuddin trying to work the ball into the gap, surprised by the full toss.
Saqlain Mushtaq, and a full toss being hit straight to Amir Sohail, and India losing its third wicket for 268.
Balls into the gap, they're looking for two. Jadeja coming back. It's a good throw to the keeper's end, but not quite good enough. Inzamam al-Haq, and there's trouble for Ganguly. He's gone for the calf, whether it's a cramp or There's Azruddin at the square leg position at the striker's end. Ganguly must also maintain his ground as well. He can't even wander off out of the crease. Even if the runner's safe and he's out of his crease and the bails are taken off, then he can also be run out. So everyone needs to have their wits about them. Umpires, batsmen, fielders, and the television cameraman as well.
Well ball,
271 for 3. Jadeja will be striking. Gives you an idea of how dull it is out there. Much easier when the batsman with the runner is not on strike, because all he has to do is hide by the square leg umpire and leave it up to the other two. But now the injured player comes back on strike. Mohammad Azruddin just checking with the umpires which side he would like him to stand. Extras apart from one run a ball to win this game. Can they do it? Tension is rising. Nobody's leaving the ground. He's out. No one in. Down the wicket he goes. Akif Javed gets past the outside edge of the bat, and it hits the top of middle stump. And that's a very important wicket for Pakistan.
And that's one wicket they really wanted, because Saurav Ganguly was the man in form. And look at the jubilation on all the Pakistanis there. They're delighted with that wicket. And not only the players in the middle are delighted, so are the supporters. And India losing their fourth wicket, an important one. 274 for 4.
Sidhu, the new batsman, and that's a good start for him. Well, it appeared to be a bit of a blow losing Ganguly, but in hindsight it may be seen as the best thing that happened. He was struggling with an injury, cramp or an injury. There was a runner out there. There was confusion all round. Sidhu's come out there, even in the gloom. At least he's fit and healthy. He can do his own running. And that 4 is very important in working that equation down. I need a couple more. It's a good start for Sidhu. 8 runs coming from the over. 279 for 4.
In Dhaka, with 34 runs being required of 29 balls. There is going to be tremendous excitement.
He's given it out. Oh dear, oh dear. A loud appeal. Sidhu has been given out, LBW. And the tension and the drama mounts here at the National Stadium.
And once again, what a big wicket for Pakistan. Saqlain Mushtaq giving the responsibility by Rashid Lathi in his first over. Certainly in this one, Sidhu playing for the spin and being beaten by the ball that floats out, hitting it on his back leg, and umpire Russell Tiffin giving him out.
Kanidkar is the new batsman. Left-hander. Young man in a pressure situation. Well, he could be a real hero for India here. A couple of good hits. The boundaries can change this whole game. Still in the balance, but Pakistan edging closer and closer with every wicket. And Kenneth Carr to face Saqlain for his first delivery. Having trouble picking it up in the gloom, very nearly a wide. Mounting. Again, the ball coming back the other way. The umpire's asked the question, but he said not out.
And Kanitka is really struggling against the spin of Saqlain Mushtaq. And I think, obviously, in this gloom,
14 and lost before in a one-day international. Could this be a record? What a dramatic finish. Sweeps it away. Feels let it back with square leg. Going to keep it down to a single. Akib down there in the gloom. Kenneth Carr getting the run. Get away from the strike again. Jadeja, you've got to feel, as the man that can hit a couple of boundaries. They need a couple more. Just suggesting that partner should keep on his toes. A run of everything. A couple of boundaries if they can get them. 296 for 5, 19 from 15. He's got it in, making room to cut it 5, and Saqlain has taken another wicket. And with each wicket, India's task becomes harder.
and once again Saqlain getting the wicket of Jadeja, a very important wicket, and since he came on to bowl, every over he has not only contained the batsman but also picked up important wickets. He got the wicket of Azharuddin, and then he got the wicket of Sidhu, and now it's Jadeja's turn. The ball turning this time, coming into the batsman, hitting the middle stump, and that's the delight of Saqlain Mushtaq for getting that important wicket for Pakistan. India losing its sixth wicket for 296. Game of cricket we have seen so far.
Mongia won't get a run, looking for a leg by. Heel for LBW, the ball going straight on. Must be very hard for these batsmen now. All they can do is hope to poke around and maybe get a thick edge. Took him high on the back leg, going over the stumps. Nothing about that delivery that he bowls that goes straight on or back to the offside. It's always got a lot of topspin on it and therefore gets a lot of bounce. The equation getting more difficult. They need a couple of inside edges or thick outside edges. 6 runs from the over so far. Bringing the field up just a little bit. Mongia, not a renowned big hitter. Gets it into the gap. They won't be able to get to. They'll be looking, but no, they don't go. So 7 runs from the over, 297 for 6. Chance, smashes it through the covers, it's hit well. 44, what a start from Mongia. Well, we thought the boundaries might be hard to come by, but he started off with a slashing cover drive. Maybe, just maybe, he guessed right.
That's exactly what India needed. First ball of Akib Javed, and those 4 runs bring the 300 up for India. And man Mongia is the man who's providing what looks like a very difficult task for India. Just 14 now of 11, and that's much more. Sachin Tendulkar there, and absolutely right there, running for everything. And with the boundary on the first ball, that helps.
Slashing boundary brought up to 300. Are we going to see a world record here in the dark at the National Stadium? Chopped it onto the pad. They'll run for anything. Rashid Latif tries to get there and dive onto the stumps. He manages it, but much too late. And Idkar is the man on strike. 13 from 10. Another boundary from somewhere will make this game even more exciting. Akib Javed slashes again. It'll go through the infield, but there's a man out there. Will they get back for 2? Inzamam too strong. One of the better worst throwing arms in world cricket. They were never going to get two on that. It wasn't worth the risk. Mongia has already shown that he can hit the ball to the boundary. He'll need to do it at least once more.
In saying that, I think they'll be quite satisfied even if they could manage to pick up 2 twos out of the last 3 balls. That will please bring the equation down to run, or just about running over of the last over, and that is going to be very, very exciting.
An interesting move here. He's bringing his fine leg up so he can put the deep mid off back. This could be, just might be, one of the most crucial changes in the field placing. An inside edge to fine leg will go for 4. Srinath, the man in the hot seat. Well, he's not yet in the hot seat. The men in the hot seat are out there with the ball in the hand and the bat in the hand. Mongia is the man with the bat. Akib Javed. He's got it away on the leg side. They'll get at least 2. Will go for 4. Inzamam running around the boundary. Picks it up. They won't come back for 3. Again, the arm's too strong. And I think Mongia is the man that can do it for India, if anyone. So the nails are going down to the quick. Nervous. Perspiration on the hands. Mongia is the cool man in the middle. Can he do it for India? 10 from 8. They need a world record to win it. It's never been done before. 315 to win has never been done in the history of one-day cricket. Mongia, Akib Javed, they'll run 1. Good delivery from Akib Javed right up in the block hole. But it's still a run. Keeps the equation ticking over for India. They still need a boundary.
Yes, they didn't get the boundary, but certainly Mongia made sure that they don't get a dot ball. And I think Mongia is the man who has brought back India into this game. And one gets the impression that the last over, there's still plenty of excitement left. And should India get those runs, they'll be the deserved winners.
Missed it. They're running anyway. Is he hit the stumps? Yes, he has. He's gone for the third umpire to show the replay. Well, the drama is getting greater and greater with every ball here. Neither team deserves to lose the game. It's been a wonderful cricket game. A wonderful performance by both teams under very, very difficult conditions. Mongia's gone for the run. The direct hits. He's gone.
With Srinath coming in next, although the Pakistani supporters, they are delighted with that dismissal. India losing, but it's going to be a close one. 9 runs of the last over, and if India, should they get these runs, they will be the worthy winners. 9 runs still required, 6 balls to go, and I'm sure they'll run for anything. And one of the things which Kanatka would like to do is to try and give Srinath the strike.
The other option, of course, is a tie. 9 runs required. A couple of singles and a couple of boundaries will do it for India. 2 or 3 good balls from Saclane that they can't score from should just about wrap it up. Here he goes. Back he goes into the outfield. Fieldsman in the gloom down there. Mahmood, good throw back, so just the 1 run. 8 required from 5 balls. Well, Srinath bowled pretty well under the conditions. He goes, it's in the air. Who will find it? The bowler wants it. It'll fall safe. He's in the ground. 2 more runs. It was in no man's land. Saclane knew that he was in trouble. He knew the fielders were in the deep. Sahale was coming from mid-wicket. Afridi was coming from mid-on. The bowler thought he'd better have a go, and it fell safe.
This sort of luck you need, and luck going India's way, and they certainly deserve this luck. They have played magnificently, and this game really nobody would like to see either side losing, but one side has to lose. But the way Indians have played, they certainly deserve to win.
The pressure is mounting. The captain just talking to his bowler about the line of attack. What sort of field do you want? What are you going to try? We're going to try and get it up in the block hole. Haroon and the Pakistan team and support staff watching with intent. Nobody deserves to lose the game. It's been a fantastic game of cricket. One team will probably be disappointed. 312 for 7, 3 from 2 balls. Saklayne to Kanetkar. He's hit it. It's a big hit. It's a 4. They've won it. It's a world record for India chasing in a one-day game. What a magnificent performance. Really, the Pakistanis will be disappointed. We have seen a great game of cricket. Look at the Indian team. They're all jumping for joy. Saklayne can feel disappointed, but really, at the end of the day, nobody should be disappointed. We couldn't see it, the cameraman couldn't see it. And yet, India have done it. Ganguly, probably in the running, definitely in the running for man of the match, along with Saeed Anwar. They're both in the running for the most valuable player. It's all faded into insignificance. India has won a great game of cricket to win the third final and the Coca-Cola Independence Cup. Srinath didn't have much joy with the ball, but he's had some joy with the bat. Sidhu, all the Indian team will be overjoyed with this victory. Against the odds, they've done it, chasing the highest score ever needed to win in the dark. It's a toss-up between Ganguly and Saeed Anwar. Tendulkar did his bit with the bat as well. Ganguly is the most valuable player as adjudged by the world-told commentators in the final. Great joy for India. Pakistan was sent into bat this morning, and thanks to Saeed Anwar from the bowling of Afridi, Singh came in at number 3. Surprise decision, but batted beautifully. Very intelligent cricket. Great support to Ganguly. Kept the ball moving, kept the scoreboard moving, kept the strike turning over. Ganguly got the big hits in. Azharuddin couldn't keep up his magnificent form, and it was left to the middle order to give support to Ganguly, who in the end ran out of puff, went down with cramp, and finally was bowled by Aqib Javed. And then
a world-beating performance by the Indian team to lift the Coca-Cola Independence Cup. In the presentation party today, we have Sheikh Hasina, the Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Mr. Obadel Kader, the State Minister for Youth and Sports, Mr. Sabir Hussain Chowdhury, the President BCB, Chairman Organizing Committee for this tournament, and also the Deputy Minister of Shipping. We have Ms. Dhamendra Dias, Director Coca-Cola India, Mr. Vijay Mallya, Chairman Kingfisher, and Mr. G.M. Nausher, former Vice Captain of the Bangladesh cricket team. He'll be the adjudicator for the man of the match. First of all, I'd like to ask Rashid Latif to come up and collect his check of $5,000 from Ms. Dhamendra Dias of Coca-Cola. Well, Rashid, tough luck today, but full marks to the Indian team for the way they chased that target.
Yeah, I speak our language here. पाकिस्तान टीम काफ़ी अच्छा खेली, अंडर प्रेशर होके मतलब हम 1 डाउन थे फाइनल में, उसके बाद हम एक सेकंड फाइनल जीते, उसके बाद थर्ड फाइनल में 315 रन किए जो काफ़ी मुश्किल टारगेट था। शुरू में थोड़ी बॉल हमने सही नहीं किए और सचिन और गंगोली काफ़ी अच्छा खेले। एक वक्त ऐसा नज़र आ रहा था कि इंडियन टीम आराम से मैच जीत जाएगी, लेकिन हमारे लड़कों ने काफ़ी फाइटिंग की और मैच को अपने हक में लेके आ गए थे। आखिरी में 2-3 इंडियन प्लेयर काफ़ी अच्छा खेल गए, जिसकी वजह से वो जीत गए।
लेकिन जब 314 रन बनाए आप ऐसा तो सोचा होगा कि आप जीतेंगे?
नहीं, ऐसा तो नहीं सोचा था कि क्रिकेट है, कुछ भी हो सकता है। इंडियन बैटिंग लाइन काफ़ी स्ट्रांग थी, 7-8 नंबर तक अच्छे वनडे के प्लेयर हैं, तो इजी नहीं लिया। फिर बीच में हम लोग ने काफ़ी फाइट की तकरीबन 30 ओवर के बाद।
लेकिन फॉर द फील्डिंग साइड लाइट का कितना फर्क पड़ा बाद में?
बीच में लाइट का काफ़ी फर्क पड़ गया था। बॉल पुराना जब हो गया था उसमें बॉल का काफ़ी फर्क आ गया था, लेकिन जब दूसरा बॉल चेंज किया तो थोड़ा सही नज़र आ रहा था बॉल।
Well, bad luck, Rashid. Better luck next time. Well, Rashid Latif there, the captain of the Pakistan team. Now the man of the match award, G.M. Nausher is the adjudicator for that. There's also an MVP award that's given by the World Tel commentators, And their choice is unanimous. Both the World Tel commentary team for the MVP as well as the man of the match, Saurav Ganguly. Saurav will collect $2,500 from Mr. Obadel Kader. Well, Saurav, terrific performance today under pressure. Would you rate this as one of your best innings?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of my best innings. We had to chase a big total, 314. I think Robin also played well, but this young man, Rishi, I think he's got a very good future. He's always, he's done under run situation, and I think he's got a good future for India.
Now, you were up against a stiff target of 314. Did you always believe you could do it, especially after you got the start?
Yeah. We thought so, we got a very good start. We got 120 in about 13 overs. We needed that start to get to 314, and then we looked to maintain 6 and over. I think Robin played exceptionally well with me, and I think that did the job.
And towards the end, did the light have any effect on your batting? Because it did get pretty dark.
Yeah, it was dark actually. We hardly could see anything, especially of the seamers, but we somehow pulled it.
Well done, Saurav. Terrific performance. Saurav Ganguly there, the man of the match, as well as the most valuable player in this game. So, Saurav, you have a check to collect from Mr. Vijay Mallya as well for the World Tel MVP. Well, now the Tribo Googly Award for the best fielder. The best catch in today's game goes to Navjot Sidhu. He's been busy in the field, and a very good effort by him. He collects $250, and Saurav, don't go away. And Saurav Ganguly will have to come up again and collect his check of $500 for the catch of the series. Splendid running catch it covers. And he can collect that from Mr. Vijay Mallya as well. And now the big award coming up, the man of the series for this tournament. It has been adjudicated by the Bangladesh Sports Writers Association, and their choice is Sachin Tendulkar for the man of the series. Sachin, if you can come up, please. And collect a check from Mr. Sabir Chaudhry, President of the BCB. So Sachin Tendulkar there, the man of the series in this Coca-Cola Independence Cup. Well, Sachin, terrific performance today. Good start again.
Yeah, I thought initially we didn't do a good job by giving them 314 runs, but we batted very sensibly, and Saurav batted very well. He scored a magnificent 100, which I thought was it came at the right time, which was nicely supported by Robin too.
But you would be happy with your personal form in this tournament, back in the opener slot?
Yeah, it wasn't bad though. I thought I batted well, I batted very freely, and played my natural game that I've always done in my life. I believe so I should be batting the same way.
What was the pitch like?
I think the wicket was very nice and flat. The ball was nicely coming onto the bat, and well, it was basically a batsman's paradise.
Well done, Sachin. Sachin Tendulkar there, the man of the series for his consistent performances right through the tournament. And now the real big one, the winner's trophy and a check for $12,000 to the Indian captain, Mohammad Azharuddin. And he'll collect that trophy from the Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina. So, terrific performance by the Indian team here today to lift this trophy against all odds. It required a world record to be broken in chasing the highest score. Well, the check for 12